Hello and welcome to what is episode 10 of the whole story now. Whoever thought we would get this far? I'm Paul Chandler, product owner for Street Manager, and with me today is Matt Shannon, our service design lead. What are you working on at the moment, Matt?
We're in the process of lane rental.
Wow, okay, look forward to seeing that in Street Manager. So it's been a while since we reviewed the inspections journey way back in that first batch of whole story episodes. So let's have a look at what we've done with inspections in Street Manager. And today we're going to identify an inspection, fail it, and then go through that follow-up process. Let's have a go. So here we are on our work record. We're going to carry out a Cat B inspection in just a second. Note this very long reference this job has. This has been one since we've had in the system since February. You can see there on the history. We've now updated Street Manager to have district codes in old speak, work streams in Street Manager speak. So it wouldn't look like that today. And in a later episode of the whole story, we'll show you those work streams in practice. But for now, let's just go into add an inspection. So we can see here we've got defect inspection as an option, and we're going to get to that a little bit later. But for now, we're going to do a reinstatement. It's going to be a Cat B. We did it yesterday, for instance, Matt. Use the date picker there, lovely stuff. And it's a failed low. This hasn't changed since you saw it last, although we do have now the work reference and the work location appear on every page in Street Manager, which is a very useful feature. Not put the anti-skid back, classic mistake. Okay, let's continue. We're not going to upload a photo in this one. You've seen us do that journey before, but we could easily do that. And what we want to do is, you've not seen this before, guys, is schedule in a re-inspection. Let's book it in for Thursday next week, Matt. That'll be great. And what we're doing is we're not booking in a specific type of inspection in Street Manager, but we've set the rule that if you put in a time of day, that should be telling the promoter that it's a joint site inspection. If you want to continue with that, Matt. There we go. We can review these inspection details. That all seems pretty good to me. Let's book that site inspection in. And we can now log in as the promoter. So I'm a promoter, and I'm going to do one of my regular actions, which is check what inspections have come in. I'm going to go into my inspections list. And unlike Eaton, I can now see what inspections are scheduled to take place against my works. And of course, I can see what inspections have happened. So the one that we just did in helpfully titled Fake Street has appeared twice in our list. Here is the failure that came in yesterday, so we could review that if we wish. We won't do it for this video, but of course you would normally. And then I can see that I've got a scheduled inspection booked in for 11:30 on the 6th. That must mean that it is a joint site inspection that's come in. I can go into the works and make a comment. So let's just pop in, Matt, go down to the comment inspection. If we remember our whole story episode on commenting, we've seen this before. We can just say that we will be on site at that time to do that joint site visit. Lovely stuff. We add that comment. And the next thing we need to do now is carry out that joint site inspection. So here we are in our inspections list. Little spoiler for you here. You can see we've already started to add the filtering to the pages in Street Manager now. There'll be a whole story episode on that in the future, no doubt. But I could narrow this down to a shorter range. So I'll tell you what, Matt, why don't we do inspections from the 1st of June to the end of June, and we'll see how many jobs that narrows it down to for us. Thank you very much. So you can see how filtering is going to start to work in Street Manager. So we, of course, are going to go and do our scheduled inspection on that job that we've been looking at earlier in this video. So let's go down, add an inspection, and we can now see something which is new to people, the defect inspection option, joint site visit, follow-up completion. We're all familiar with these. We have to put a date in the past, guys, so we won't be doing it on the date that we said that we would. You'll have to allow us a little bit of artistic license there. Now, these are the outcomes that we've settled on for the joint site inspection. It doesn't make any sense to have a pass or fail on a joint site inspection. That's not what that purpose of that exercise is. So you've got three options here. Unable to complete the inspection, obviously like the old-fashioned version was abort. You've got the option at that stage to withdraw the defect and say no more about it following the meeting. And hopefully the most common option would be further inspection required because the inspectors correctly identified the defect. So let's go ahead here, Matt, and say further inspections required. So here we can fill in some additional details if we wish. So how about agreed on site with Craig from Cadent, Matthew? And of course I'm going to need to re-inspect this job as the inspector. So I'm going to put it in for say 3 weeks in the future and do that follow-up visit. And again, I could attach photo evidence here if I wished, but I'm not going to for the purpose of this video. Review my details, and let's get that inspection submitted. So again, for the purposes of this video, let's pretend that time has elapsed, and I'm going to go back to site and see if that work has been done. So I've got that scheduled inspection there. That's the job that I should be doing. I can go from my inspections list page into my work record. Choose add an inspection. You can see the history of these inspections is building up over time. Lovely stuff. And let's add that inspection in. And some of the feedback we've had from these videos is that we're always referring to the happy path of Streetworks, where everything works first time and gets sorted out. So what we can do here is book in the time of the inspection. Thanks very much, Matt. We can fail this, so it's still failed low. We've had the site meeting and it hasn't been rectified yet, so we're going to have to look at that defect again in the future. But so if we do failed low for now, continue. Still not completed, you could say here, Matt. And I think what we've seen in this video is we are recreating the existing inspections process in Street Manager and adding some improvements like you've seen in those joint site inspection outcome options. I'm going to add in another inspection here, in another couple of weeks. Great stuff, Matt. And we are equipped in Street Manager already to address those non-happy path issues. And if I just want to mention what we're working on at the moment to add to Street Manager in the near future, it's an updated list of inspection failure outcome types. And we've worked with the inspections working group to produce a really good list of inspection outcomes when you're doing a fail. And the beauty of Street Manager is we'll be able to capture that information centrally, and once we've built up a good set of data when everyone's using Street Manager, we'll be able to say that 17% of all inspections are failed for missing anti-skid or white lines missing, whatever it might be. And we can really start to focus toolbox talks in the industry on kind of fixing the things that are causing the highest number of inspections and work in a much more data-driven way than we can at the moment, which is a phase of the project that I'm really looking forward to getting to. So that's episode 10 of The Whole Story. Hope you've enjoyed a little look at inspections.